Today, we are here to present the felicitation volume to Dr. Shreenivas Padigar. Now I request Dr. C.B. Patil. Dr. C.B. Patil is actively involved with Mythic Society activities for many decades. I wish to mention one more point about Dr. C.B. Patil. He was actively involved in the recent excavation which we took at Doddalattur. Now I request Dr. Shri C.B. Patil to say a few words about today's program as well as introduce the guests.
Ellargu namaskara. This today's function, as you all know, is about the presentation of the felicitation volume to Dr. Srinivas Padigar. I will just, in brief, I will give you how the idea was conceived before I introduce the guests of this function. It was in academic gathering in 2020, early in January, February. We have presented a felicitation volume to our revered teacher, Dr. Leela Shantakumari, edited by Srinivas Padigar, Shivananda Kulkarni, and myself. Immediately after the function was over, many of the Dr. Padigar students rushed to me, "Sir, you please bring out another volume in honor of our revered teacher, Dr. Padigar, especially Taboji Chandrasekhar, who is here, then few other friends like Alur and S.S. Sangri and a few more." In the beginning, I was a little hesitant because bringing out the felicitation volume is a Herculean task. It takes about nearly 2 to 3 years. Not only they requested me, but also they asked me to shoulder the responsibility of editing. Anyway, I very hesitantly and reluctantly agreed because the difficulties I know. And with the proposal, I went to Dr. Padigar, as he is a very simple man, running away from the publicity. He reluctantly said, "So no, I do not want." This was the tradition already once said by our another revered teacher, Dr. Srinivas Ritti. For many long years, his students pursued him, and ultimately we brought out a volume for Dr. Srinivas Ritti. In the same vein, he was very reluctant, but somehow, being his classmate and a close friend, having joined the ASI together, I persuaded, requested, and ultimately I made him to agree for the proposal. At last he agreed, and we started sending the invitations to the scholars, and we got a very good response that yes, he deserves it, we are ready to contribute. Of course, the onset of the COVID-19 got the setback for us. It went into the cold storage for few years rather. Again, after the 2 years or so, once again his students called me reminding, "Sir, what happened to the proposed volume?" So we started again reminding the scholars to whom earlier we had requested to send and expedite their articles so that we can bring out the volume as the earliest. However, as the planned, sometimes man proposes, God disposes, we planned to bring out his volume on his birthday in the February, but for the reasons beyond my control and the publisher, it was got delayed, and today it is, the occasion has come for which all of you have joined. So I once again welcome all of you on behalf of Padigar and his family. And a few words about the volume before Dr. T.S. Ravishankar is going to speak in detail about the book after the launch is over. Just a general background I am going to give you that this felicitation volume contains about 54 articles written from the pan-Indian scholars right from Assam to Kanyakumari, from west to the east. And we are happy, rather I am happy, that it is an amalgamation of the seniors and the juniors. The seniors have blessed us with their thought-provoking learned articles, and the youngsters have shown a keen interest to write their papers. So this is an amalgamation of the juniors and the seniors and the juniors. And moreover, we have a tradition, especially with the scholars of the 60s, 70s or 80s, we have a tradition of promoting our youngsters. So in a way, these felicitation volumes also encourage the youngsters. So with this is the outline, 54 papers arranged in 2 sections. One is art and architecture. It contains about nearly 37 papers. And in epigraphy, we have 17 papers written by the eminent scholars throughout India. With this background, this volume, which is going to be launched very soon from now onwards within a few seconds, I congratulate all the contributors who have done this day to come alive. Now let me go to the guests of the honors. See, amongst us, we have distinguished guests from the Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute, Pune, and Dr. T.S. Ravishankar, the former director of the epigraphy of the Archaeological Survey of India, and of course the nucleus of this function at the felicitation, Dr. Shriniwas Padigar and Shreenand Bapat. So let me go to Dr. Shreenand Bapat, and of course the soul of the Mythic Society and the soul of the youngsters and soul of the academic to encourage, who is constantly goading all the academic activities. Dr. Shri V. Nagaraj is also here. So let me go to the guest of honor. Dear friends, it is interesting to know that Bapat ji and the Mythic Society have an emotional bondage, for the simple reason that it is not the first time that he is here. In fact, it is his 3rd visit to the society. He was the guest during the launching of Dr. Srinivas Ritti's collected works in 2023, and recently during the National Seminar on Early Kadambas and Their Times in March 2025. And again today, as a guest of honor for launching the Festschrift to Dr. Padigar. Hope this attachment between him, BORI, that is Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute, Pune, and the Mythic Society will continue stronger and stronger in our future academic endeavors. Bapat ji, I welcome you. Dr. Bapat did his MA and PhD in Sanskrit and MA in Ancient History and Archaeology also. He is presently the Registrar and Curator, Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute, Pune. He is also the Managing Editor of the BORI, that is Annals of the Bhandarkar Oriental Research, which is one of the very reputed journals known across the world. He is also the guest lecturer in the Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapith, Pune. Bapat is the Assistant Secretary of the All India Oriental Conference and Secretary, Brihan Maharashtra Prachya Vidya Parishad. Dr. Bapat has authored 2 books, edited 8 books, and has published more than 60 research papers, both in national and international journals. In addition to that, he has discovered, deciphered, and published 22 copper plates and 10 stone inscriptions. Indeed, a rare achievement for an epigraphist. He programs an All India on various topics in Sanskrit and ancient Indian history and culture. Sir, I once again welcome you. Now let me go to my good old friend, Dr. T.S. Ravishankar. Incidentally, I would like to tell Dr. Ravishankar and myself, we began our archaeological journey on 8th April 1977 when we joined as a guide lecturers. Along with Narsimhan, Gangadhar and several of others, we were working in the palace. So after the palace, one after another, we started leaving the palace. Myself and Dr. Padigar, we joined. After a year or so, Dr. Ravishankar joined the epigraphy branch of the ASI. Dear friends, Dr. Ravishankar is a too well-known epigraphist in the country. He had his MA in Ancient Indian History and Archaeology and MA in Sanskrit and PhD, all from the University of Mysuru. Having joined the epigraphy branch of ASI as an epigraph assistant in 1980, after serving for more than 35 years in different positions, he retired as the Director Epigraphy of ASI in 2015. Since then, he is busy. Every fortnight he will be in one or the other city for conducting the various programs on learning about the epigraphy, decipherment to the students, to the amateurs, for freelancers, and in the colleges. He has a proven experience in deciphering the Prakrit and Sanskrit inscriptions, and he has given various lectures in the famous institutions like IIT Kharagpur, then Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and he regularly teaches in the Institute of Archaeology. He has contributed numerous papers on the epigraphy and its related subject to the various journals and the edited volumes. And his vast experience has fetched him many coveted places. He is the chairman of the Place Name Society of India and the executive member of the Epigraphical Society of India and the South Indian Numismatic Society. He was the general president of the South Indian Numismatic Studies held at Polachin, Tamil Nadu in 2013. And very happy to inform you that he has been awarded the Dr. P.L. Gupta Silver Medal for his outstanding contribution to the South Indian Numismatic Studies. And he was also the general president of the Epigraphical Society of India held at Dharwad in 2016. Sir, Ravishankar ji, I once again welcome you to this occasion. Now, Shri V. Nagaraj, the president of the Mythic Society, he needs no introduction. He is the, whole, what I can say, the ringmaster of the Mythic Society, making everyone to work not only on the library he is more nowadays interested in getting the academic works done. Shri V. Nagaraj ji has his BA and MA. He was an administrative officer in the LIC, as you know. His love for Indic studies brought him to the Mythic Society. Yeah, I know. BSc and MA, I said. So his love for Indic studies brought him to the Mythic Society, and he is pursuing the Indic studies and its related subjects beyond our imagination. Every day he comes with what is the new idea, what is the new project we can take the Mythic Society. He is the member of the Karnataka Itihas Academy. He is the former editor of the Science Poster Project on Ancient Indian Science, a joint venture of the Government of Karnataka and the Karnataka Secondary School Teachers Association. His learned articles on ancient Indian scientists have been published in the Encyclopedia Britannica. He has lectured on ancient India's contribution to science in more than 300 schools and colleges throughout Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, and on our freedom movement, and on 1857 war and its other things. Presently, sir, he is the president of the Mythic Society, a century-old and internationally known society for the studies in history, archaeology, mythology, with a library and secretary of Gokhale Institute Public Affairs, a renowned institution in Bangalore. Sir, I once again welcome you, sir. Now, today's, as Sri Secretary Ravi said, the star of the day, or I would call him the nucleus of the today's function, Dr. Srinivas Padigar. Dr. Srinivas Padigar, and as everybody knows, we are classmates. We took our post-graduation degree in the same year in 1975. He was the gold medalist, and I was, as usual, lagging behind him, but in the first class, second or third in the merit. He had his diploma in archaeology, diploma in epigraphy also, and he took his PhD on the Vishnu cult in Karnataka in 1985. So far as his professional academic experience is concerned, he was the chairman of the Department of Ancient History from 1999 to 2014. He was the reader, then he was the lecturer, and finally he became the professor and head. And naturally, such an experienced and such an reputed scholar, the various fellowships and the offers have come. It is too long to mention his various positions he occupied, but only a few I am going to tell. He was the Infosys Karnataka Chair for Indology at the Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute, Pune, and Infosys Visiting Scholar also in 1920. During 2014, he was the Senior Academic Fellow of the Indian Council of Historical Research. He was a visiting fellow of the UGC, and now he is the Director, Academic and Research in the MythicSociety. He has a lot of awards have come to him, and the latest is the 2025 last month 26th. He was recipient of the V. Venkaya Epigraphist Award given by the Tamil Heritage, and in 2023 he had the Virendra Hegde Award for the Karnataka Art History, and in 2016 he had the N.S. Raj Purohit Researcher Award given by the Government of India. In 2016 he had the B.R. Gopal Epigraphist Award given by the Karnataka Itihasa Academy, and in 2012 he was the General President of the Annual Conference of the Place Name Society of India held at MS University of Baroda. He has guided as many as 13 candidates for his PhD students, and he has authored about more than 14 books, chiefly the studies in Indian epigraphy and history, collected papers of Dr. S.H. Rithi. Dr. Rithi's son is very much here. He was the sponsor for this entire project. It was myself and Dr. Padigar have brought out, and he had delivered the famous K.D. Bajpayee Memorial Lecture in 2023 held in Nalbari in Assam, and he has brought out the new facets of Indian art and architecture, Dr. S.L. Shantkumari Festschrift, along with Shivananda. And he has authored Shravana Belagola during the 2018 Mahamastabhisheka, a copy book, a table book. It was published by the Suhas Graphic. Mr. Murlidhar is very much here. And in 2016, when the Epigraphical Society of India was held, 25 years of Indian epigraphy, just to have a look what has happened in the last 25 years in the different states, authored by the different people, has been brought out in this 25 years of Indian epigraphy. And another famous Aivale Badami Pattadkal, the government of Karnataka has started a series known as the Heritage Series. In that he has brought out the small coffee book tables like Aivale, Pattadkal and Badami. And of course his famous, the PhD thesis has been published as the Vishnu cult in Karnataka in 1996 by the Directorate of Archaeology and Museums, Government of Karnataka. And he has about a few Kannada books also, Aivale, Badami, Puratatva Parichaya, and Bharatiya Itihasa Shasana Akaragalu. These are his publications. In addition to that, he has published more than 110 research papers both in national and international journals. So this is the academic achievement of Dr. Padigar. It would be, what I want to say is it would be too less what I have given. It takes for few more minutes, but due to the keeping in view the today's function, I have just given you the brief academic achievements of Dr. Padigar, and he is a silent worker. He never goes beyond this, and you can see, and every one of have come in a colorful dress, but he is simple, so simple, but his academic achievement is more than that what he looks like. So Padigarji, I once again welcome you on behalf. I am happy that I had the occasion, this occasion to bring a felicitation volume to a academician of his stature by me. I thought it would be fitting to bring a volume of his status. So we selected the authors, we contributed them. So that is the result, which is Dr. Ravishankar is going to launch a short while from now. Thank you for having me introduce the guests.
ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಗಣ್ಯರನ್ನು ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಸಿ ಬಿ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾತುರದಿಂದ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಭಿನಂದನಾ ಗ್ರಂಥದ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಈಗ ಆಗೋದಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರವರ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿಯವರಾದಂಥ ಉಮಾ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್ ಅವರು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. Now I request Dr. T.S. Ravishankar to present the felicitating volume to Dr. Shreenivas Padigar.
I have to speak volumes. वागर्थाविव संपृक्तौ वागर्थ प्रतिपत्ते जगतः पितरौ वंदे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ. The overwhelming response, the gathering here simply suggests the popularity of our Professor Padigar sir. I expected when I arrived hardly few members were here. Now I think it's going beyond the auditorium also. So, respected V. Nagaraj sir, the President of this Mythic Society, Professor Bapat ji, and Professor Padigar sir, and then Patil. It's more or less their affection and love brought me and gave this very great opportunity. I have no words. Because when I look upon, there are many senior, very senior scholars in the area. I don't know, always, they think of me because of our close association and friendship rather than my academic stature. So good morning, dear enlightened audience. And at the outset, I would like to our Patil sir has crossed the threshold of 75 yesterday. So we should also take it, and I pray Almighty to give long, long life and see that his passion to pursue the academic should continue for many more years. And it's very rare to see a person of his caliber. See, he's not Utpreksha. I have seen him working very hard. So this occasion, we should congratulate him for his outstanding service which has been doing in the area of academics. So good morning, dear enlightened audience, respected sirs. I am highly thankful and deem it an honor to be part of this great event. The association between me and Mythic Society and Professor Padigar has always been very, very close. I wish to recall, perhaps I'm the third person again because since I was part of the function and shared that joyful moment I want to share, I was very proud to be part of the foundation when Professor Padigar was felicitated and honored with V. Venkaya Prashasti. Again, so it is coming like this. For his immense contribution in the field of epigraphical studies by Tamil Nadu Heritage Trust, I think it's a sheer serendipity that the award function is followed by felicitation function. Earlier it was not thought of. It is just a coincidence is going like this. It was what a divine providence. It's a proud moment for me and for all the scholars who have assembled here to present this Festschrift to exploring Indian art, architecture and epigraphy. Very thoughtfully, Professor our Patil has given this one. And in fact, as I said, it's a garland of scholarly articles to be worn by our Professor Padigar. Shri C.S. Patil, the man behind the architect of this volume, requested me to give an overview of the articles included in this felicitation volume. Rather, it's easier to write an article than review. It's a very, very daunting task, and that of myriad nature of varied subjects. I'm highly thankful to him for making this volume available to me a few days in advance. In the prima facie, I would like to say that the article presented here is very high order, very scholarly articles, no doubt about it, and critically and beautifully edited by C.S. Patilji. It may not be out of place if I say that incidentally, whenever I used to visit Mythic Society library, I have seen him, Shri Patil, carrying out his critical editing work with a huge pile of books before him. Each reference he would like to check it, and such a thoroughness you will see in his editorial work. So as he already briefed, they fall in two categories, one on art and architecture, other on epigraphy. 37 articles are based on art and architecture, and the remaining 17 are based on epigraphical studies. These articles are contributed by eminent scholars in their chosen fields, beginning from Professor M.S. Krishnamurthy, Carol Radcliffe Ballon, B.R. Mani, K. Rajan, Y. Subrayulu, and many, many others. I can't take the whole list of authors. When I thumbed through the pages of the first section, Art and Architecture, I could notice the myriad nature of articles covering various aspects, right from rock architect to bronze images. Very varied nature. I could notice a dozen different aspects, shedding light on various aspects of art and architecture. To begin with rock architecture research in India, an enduring legacy by Dr. V.S. Vakanka, written by V.H. Sonavane, himself a renowned archaeologist and art historian, beautifully delineates the great contribution made by V.S. Vankakar. To cite his own words, His pioneering study gave a fillip to rock art discoveries and studies in India, and the legacy left behind him is long, interesting, and continuing story of outstanding discoveries. Another article which also falls in the same theme is by S.S. Gupta, Kotra Vihari, a rock art site with the Buddhist monastic remains. He brings to our focus a little known Buddhist rock art site which has several paintings of Buddhist affinity and also remains of a few stupas. Then about Buddhism, there are not many, but I have made my own way some classification for my own understanding also. Professor M.S. Krishnamurti, in his brilliant article Emperor Ashoka and Sarnath, with an extensive and exhaustive study made and shed light on construction of a circular Vriksha Chaitya at Sarnath based on the evidence of Satavahana period figural depiction of this vihara found on a Methi Pata in the Mahastupa site at Sanati. And about Jainism. In this volume brings forth a few articles on Jaina's cultural heritage and on certain aspects connected with the Jaina iconography. Aparna N. Hanje, in his article Jaina's Culture, Concepts and Features, discusses the sheer variety of Jaina imagery along with the conceptual and textual allusion, particularly with reference to Karnataka. Kumud Kanitkar, in his article Evolution of Jaina Iconography, reflected in some word, Darpana, takes us through the entire gamut of Jaina iconographical studies and gives us a very exhaustive account. Then Brijesh Rawat, in his article Tirthankara Iconography and Iconometry, some literary references. Apart from Jaina literature, their author also utilizes non-Jaina works like Brihat Samhita, Manasara to deal with Jaina iconographic issues. Then sculpture and iconography of Brahminical images. See, R.N. Kumaran and Veena Buddhi have authored separate articles on the silent. The title is Silent Gods Speak. Early Dwarapala sculptures from Badami, and again another article by Narsimhavatara in early Chalukya sculpture respectively. Both have written separately. Both articles makes a fascinating reading. Among the Hindu pantheon, Lord Kartikeya occupies a very prominent place. Many scholars are engaged in the study of sculptural representation of Kartikeya, both from north and south. In this volume, there are two articles, one from Ajit Kumar and another from Surabhi Srivastava. The former has written on Kartikeya sculpture from the rock art temple at Mysuru, Himachal Pradesh. And the later, Kartikeya in early medieval North India. Dr. Ajit Kumar states that interesting six-headed images of Kartikeya have been reported from Mysuru rock cut temple. This is very interesting. So he analyzes and examines iconographical aspects against the backdrop of Kartikeya portrayal on early coins, points out the possible reasons of decline of popularity of Kartikeya images in northern India in post-Gupta period. So Surabhi Srivastava gives a new dimension to the study in the article Kartikeya in the early and medieval North India, and as the author puts it, the essay visits epigraphic, numismatic and sculptural evidence for the cult of Kartikeya, known by various names as Kumara, Mahasena, Skanda, Vishaka, etc. A field survey conducted by T.M. Keshwa and Ramesh B. Jambur in Shimoga and Haveri regions of Karnataka have brought to light curious sculptures assigned to 5th to 7th centuries. Both the authors have given a fascinating description of various Toranas, especially Makara Torana with Gajalakshmi and Toranas with images of different goddesses, buffalo heads, etc., some with inscriptions. As the author suggests, they are quite significant from the point of view of folk art, cult, art tradition. And J. Manuel and Sandhya Badvelkar have tried to highlight one of the rare sculptural representation. According to them, in ancient India, the moon phases as identified as 16 kalas, each with a name and a presiding Nitya Devi. This is a very rare phenomena. We have seen a depiction of the kala of the moon in sculpture and painting is exceptionally rare. The above concept is very well represented in their article, and then a rare, that is the article, rare representation of Nitya Devis from Kerat, Madhya Pradesh. So, again, Sunanda Srivastava in her article Devi Saraswati in literature art, as the very title itself suggests, has tried to give a very exhaustive account of Goddess Saraswati in all its ramifications. She has drawn extensively the sculptural representation both from south and north, covering dynasties like Chola, Hoysala, Pala and Sena, Gurjara Pratihara, like that many dynasties are there, and literature and art also. Another fascinating aspect included in this volume is about the Vrishabha concept image in Indian art by S.T. Vasanti. The author has tried to put the cult of bull from prehistoric time through the present time. She has given a beautiful narration of the concept and imagery of Vrishabha available from the archaeological sites, literature and folk tradition. And coming to Kerala is known for unique art and architecture. In the article Dwarapala imagery from Kerala, T. Sri Lakshmi and K. Ramakrishna Reddy chosen the Dwarapala imagery from various places of Kerala and have tried to explain how Kerala style formed its own idiom of expression in the depiction of Dwarapala. And Sunkam Govardhan, in his beautiful article, A Revisit to Ashtadikpalas panels in Nolamba temples, has made a meticulous and exhaustive study of the Ashtadikpala sculptural panels. To put it in his own words, they are noteworthy for their diverse composition, ornamentation, iconography, and style. Now coming to the cave shrine, we have an article on cave shrine. Now we can turn our attention to another new aspect in the realm of art and architecture. K.G. Vasanta Madhava, in his article chronicling a hallowed cave, the Guheshwara Shrine in Gujjadi, introduces some cave shrines along with the coastal region of Karnataka, which are of considerable antiquity. He says that the chronicling is done based on inscriptions, Sthala Purana and Portuguese documents. So writings on art and architecture, Sindagi Rajashekara, in his article Writings on Architecture and Art of Karnataka, a bird's eye view, the author has the article put it in considerable effort to prepare a beautiful art historiography. He has studied the entire land of Karnataka, has given a quite exhaustive account of the works on art and architecture during 19th and 20th century. Is quite admirable work indeed. And then P. Jayasimha has drawn our attention to the rare of the rarest aspect of making images in his article Katushakra Yogam, an ancient technique of making images he explains that Katushakra Yogam is a unique and intricate method of making images of deities, especially in the temples of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Now I wish to come to the bronze image. See, the varied aspects are covered. That makes the volume very, very fascinating. Normally we look for one aspect, and I think Patil has chosen to collect from different aspects which throws light on various aspects. Yes, Vetri Selvi has penned a beautiful article which touches a new aspect of art. Chola bronzes from Dharasuram hold, as she puts it in 2006 and 2007, during restoration of colonnaded prakara of the Airavateshwara temple at Dharasuram, Tamil Nadu, 20 bronze images were found along with a hoard of gold coins of Rajendra Chola, and she analyzes the artistic merit and date in her article. Now, the memorial stone. See how the various touch, it's when we read, so many aspects come, it unfolds itself when we reading. So I categorized it for the better understanding for myself and for the audience also. Otherwise, taking few names in article doesn't make much of impact while presenting. So Geeta Patil explores the regional artistic manifestation of memorial tradition. See, art is a very vast area. Beguru, a suburb of Bengaluru, has yielded less known memorial stones, and this article gives new dimension to the volume, viewing the memorial stone from artistic perspective. And then about the study of temples, that is the main segment in the volume. Art and architecture would be incomplete without study of temples, which comprises a major component. There are 4 articles which bears on temple sculptures and other related aspects. The editor of the volume, Shri C.B. Patil, focuses on Kaleshwara temple. Kaleshwara at Angur is a repository of Chalukya plastic imagery. That is the title. In this article, the author draws our attention to unique Kaleshwara temple built on Kalyani Chalukya architecture style and features distinctive sculptures on the Prastara. Especially Sabhamantapa contains numerous noteworthy and aesthetically pleasing images of various gods and goddesses. Chandrasekhar Taboji, in his article, an early Goa Kadamba temple from Avaradi, Karnataka. Author explains that only a few temples of Kadamba have survived in good condition, and he explains Ramalingeshwara temple along with sculptures and a thing. Now, Datta Prasanna Patil's article of narrative sculptures and from Veeranarayana temple in Gadag focuses on narrative sculptures in Mahadwara of Veeranarayana temple in Gadag. Apart from popular themes, it has notable rare depictions including Bali, Vamana, Putanavadha, and many such themes. Rare depictions are seen in this work. Again, Shri Kalahasti episode in legend and sculptural art by D. Kiran Kran Chaudhary beautifully analyzes how many legends of regional and folk origin acquired popularity and legitimation in sectarian circles. And then coming to the architecture, there are 2 articles which has a direct bearing on architecture. One is on the influence of regional architectural styles on Vijayanagar architecture by G. Manoj. To state his own words, architecture of Vijayanagar is looked upon as entirely inherited principally from the Chola architectural tradition. The vast expanse of Vijayanagar Empire brought to focus varied architectural forms far-flung in space. The question arises whether they followed a single tradition on or allowed local tradition to influence. The author has tried to give a beautiful account of this. Another article is Namaskara Mandapa. It's a very unique thing when I was going through, not normally seen. It is in the Hill Palace Museum, Tirupanitura in Kerala, by M.R. Ganga Devi. Always it's known for unique art and architecture, extensive use of wood. You might notice in Kerala, architecture has contributed to excellent output of wood carvings, such as Namaskara Mandapa. But now it is in the strong room of the Hill Palace Museum, and this exemplifies the wood carving of late this one. Another aspect which I would like to touch upon, a unique phenomenon connected with temple. Kailasarao M. and Sri Kumar M. Menon has drawn our attention to a rare phenomena in their article, Equinoctial Solar Illumination in two Shiva temples of the Hoysala period in Tumkur district of 13th century, Turuvekere, where he says the rising sun fall on the deity on the sanctorum on equinox days were examined by the authors to test whether the phenomenon was intentional. The author have tried to elucidate this. Now coming to the society, Krishnendure totally gives a different dimension to sculptural study in his article, Society as reflected in sculptures of Samatata of early Bengal 600 to 1300 BC, Common Era. The author examines how artifacts convey multiple meanings through themselves. Like this he gives, it is from Bengal. Now another fascinating aspect which will come is the sects. G. Sarvamangala and T. Manjunatha brings to in their article tangible evidence of Kapalikas. The Bhairava Pada imagery, according to them, there are copies of epigraphical sources for the study of Kalamukas. They feel they are occasional reference to with regard to Kapalikas, but the authors have brought to light a series of Bhairava Pada images, and these are in the form of memorial stones. Memorial stands as a testimony to the presence of Kapalikas. And this out. Another article, Images of Deities and Ascetics holding miniature linga. In their, the article highlights the important feature of Veerashaiva practice, namely the devotee holding an Ishtalinga in left hand for worship and is identified pre-Basava period, the images from Lakundi and Baldigavi. So important. And coming to the abroad, see there are a couple of scholars who have touched upon this, and Carol Radcliffe Ballon, the author in his short, beautiful article, a notable find from Khor Rory narrates how a small bronze female figurine of Indian origin from Khor Rory, it is Oman, now in National Museum of Asian Art, Smithsonian Institution, Washington, arouses curiosity as to its original Indic context and purpose. And Dr. B.R. Mani, in his article, Cultural Linkages Between India and Vietnam. Just see the varied nature of articles that you can come across. I have tried to give a structured form to this entire series in a sequence. And then Dimri, in his beautiful article, Repatriated Annapurna Image, gives an account of how image was repatriated from Canada and issues related with this he has discussed in this. So coming to the epigraphy section, I am not going much in detail. Yes, Tamil history and culture. K. Rajan, in his scholarly article, he has brought to say something, and with the availability of numerous ceramic shreds, he has tried to date it and push the antiquity of writing to 6th century BC. I am not going into elaborate those things, I am skipping. And then Professor Y. Subrailu in his article, Villages in Chola Country, again, it's a very vast, exhaustive article which covers a vast period from 700 to 1300 Common Era. And R. Kavita, some aspects of society and culture during the Chola rule. So I have tried to classify them, and in southern Karnataka, with the huge number of inscriptions available belonging to imperial Cholas who held sway in the southern part of Karnataka. And at least there are, when it comes to again the Jaina inscriptions are there, it hinges upon the Jain. While reviewing the articles, I noticed there are 3 articles which has a bearing on Jainism. One authored by S. Krishnamurti, a note on Jaina pedestal inscription from Mathura, and another article by Narayan Hegde. It is again Jainism. Jainism as gleaned from Badami Chalukya inscription. It's a very exhaustive article. Anyway, I have analyzed, I'm skipping certain portion of it. Just for my understanding, I made a note of it. And then the Pashupata sect, as we have Kapalika, there is inscriptionally Irana Pattar in his article Pashupata during the Chalukyas of Kalyana draws our attention to the fact that during the Chalukyas of Kalyana, epigraphs of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra throw light on the above aspect. He has tried to give a detailed account. And there are general article, at least 3 are, there are 5 articles of general, yet very significant indeed. Our own chief guest here, Shri, and the Bapat has authored an article, a brilliant article, Mangalesha, the first pattern of Ravikirti within question. He questions that you can read and enjoy the reading part. And then the Rajashekarappa, B. Raja's article, a rare work in Kannada on mathematical puzzles. And Shri S. Ganapati Gowda article on aspects of cultural history of Uttar Karnataka as gleaned from inscription. The article is a welcome addition to the cultural history. In fact, there is a greater need to look into the inscriptions from the cultural history perspective, both from the point of micro and macro history. It's needed for that. Jagdish delves deeper into the calligraphical aspects in analyzing and understanding early phase of inscription. That's another aspect that in his article, Order of Writing Characters of Early Historical Scripts. And myself also have contributed an article which touches on the interesting technical terms connected with the temple and architecture. So the study of inscription also, there is another segment. There are some specific study of like K.M. Shadaksharaya. He has done on some new inscription from Kitturu, Karnataka region, which makes a very critical and analytical study. H.S. Gopal Rao, who is no more with us, has contributed an article on the Mukanahalli Pattana inscription revisit. And Professor S.K. Acharya, again, he has immensely contributing in the area of Odishan history. And he has written Rayagada plates of Ranaka, Danarnava, year 15, and the Raichur inscription of the time of S. Nagarajappa, and they have done. And lastly, an article by Poddar, Vitthal Poddar, aspects of the inscription from this one. So this in brief, I have tried to recount, it's a huge volume and I have to make some points from that. As it does include Patil also in his beginning of speech introduced our Padigar sir, and there is a which has a very personal touch, a journey through scholarship. It's, I have gone through that article because already Patil has explained and told about him. I will not go into that. Now it's all up to you, and I think the contributors will receive the copies and you yourself can read and enjoy. Again, I thank Patil and the other authorities for giving me an opportunity to be with you and share. Of course, I had to touch all the aspects connected with this to give a cogent approach to the understanding of the volume. Thank you.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಅವರ ಕೆಲಸ ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಕಷ್ಟಕರವಾದ್ದೆ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಲೇಖನದ ಮೇಲೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು 35 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಲೇಖನಗಳು ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಆದರೂ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸಮರ್ಥವಾಗಿ ಆ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಅವರು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. Now I request Dr. Shreenand Bapat, today's guest of honor, to deliver his address.
अनिष्ठोपि दविष्ठोपि तथा अत्यन्तमसन्नपि प्रत्यक्ष एव येनार्थस्तस्मै शब्दात्मने नमः. Respected President Shri Nagaraj ji, the celebrity of the occasion, Professor Shriniwas Padigar, Padigar Madam and the family members, Dr. T.S. Ravishankar, the chief guest, Shri C.V. Patil, the editor of the volume, whom I should congratulate heartily at the outset for this grand work and also for his Amruta Kala, and dignitaries present in the audience. This is my second occasion of fortune, third altogether, but second occasion of fortune to be here to talk about a Shreenivas. Last time it was the collection of the great work of Shreenivas, the Guru, Professor Ritti, and this time it is the Shishya, Professor Padigar, whom we are felicitating with this volume. A second part of the fortune is to share the stage with Shri Nagaraj ji, the chairman of the occasion, Dr. Ravishankar, who is launching the volume, and Shri Patil, the editor of today's volume. The previous occasion was a challenge, and this one is even more so. You must have noticed how many times I drank water there. That was a challenge since it was an academic work edited by Professor Padigar and Shri Patil, on which I was asked to speak. And this time, it is a scholar of the stature of Professor Padigar himself, about whom I am to say something. And I have to say that before his family, his close acquaintances, well-wishers, and this is a community of which I am an integral part, but most of them are senior to me. The volume, as introduced, contains 54 articles and they have come out very well. I need not repeat that. Though I had represented Professor Shobhana Gokhale at the conference of the Epigraphical Society of India and Place Name Society of India, that was in the last decade of the last century, it was held at Dharwad. My first memory of Professor Padigar is associated with the seminar on the historians of South India of the yesteryears. That was held a decade and a half ago, again at Dharwad. Thereafter, I occasionally used to hear his name. But it was in 2016 that I started using his volume of the inscriptions of Chalukyas of Badami and have been getting benefited by it for the last whole decade and will continue to do so. In 2019, we, that is Bhandarkar Institute, were fortunate to receive him as Infosys Scholar. His topic of work was architecture and structure of educational institutions of the Deccan up to 13th century CE. I am happy to inform to this august gathering that the work is ready to be published and it will soon see the light of the day. It will soon see the light of the day, most probably on the occasion of the 100th death anniversary of Sir Ramakrishna Gopal Bhandarkar. Professor Padigar was subsequently appointed as Karnataka chair in the same program, and he has written on the early Chalukyan art and architecture, and that work is in press at our end. During this time, we already were in our project of the Kadamba inscriptions. The project has been enjoying Professor Padigar's active guidance throughout. He was kind as usual to assimilate us in his fieldwork in Marathwada, and more vigorously he guided our fieldwork in various parts of Karnataka. His intimate relations with scholars, officials of the various government agencies, amateurs of the field, and even common folk. And I have seen the respect that even a great lady like Sudha Murthy had for him during her visit to our institute. So his acquaintances, his intimate relations are unparalleled, just like his academic acumen. This made us the roads which we would not have been able to make without him. His hard field work for long hours without even drinking water has amazed us all the time. After a brief breakfast, just after the daybreak, with his favorite idli vada and shira, he works relentlessly for hours together, even at an age beyond 70, which is a model for all juniors like me. Professor Padigar held at the Bhandarkar Institute a workshop on early Chalukyan monuments in January 2020, just before COVID-19 pandemic. This workshop attracted 157 participants, including 33 through webinar. Our auditorium used to be overfull and the response from the audience would be overwhelming. Moreover, Professor Padigar used to discuss various details with us over a cup of tea after the sessions. We are fond of his profound knowledge, precise expression, and friendly conduct. His objectivity in expression, I'll just give one example. There was some informal discussion going on whether something is right or wrong. And he suggested that we should say correct and incorrect rather than right or wrong, because there should be no value judgment in our expression. When I say we, all this time I have been saying we, it is not just for us, the people from the Bhandarkar Institute, but it stands for the batches and generations of students who are fortunate to have received his guidance. One must also take into consideration the times when Professor Padigar was serving the government or the university. There are difficulties and challenges that any servant faces in his work. But Professor Padigar's years of active service saw a complete shift from iron age to plastic age, from letterpress and typewriter to computer, and from analog to digital. During the last decade of the last century and the first one of the current century, the new digital technology encompassed the entire human life and percolated even in relatively marginal fields like archaeology and epigraphy. In my observation, Professor Padigar has adjusted very well with these changes, but has also continued with the old, well-thought and practiced habits like making notes in hand and doing work in analog fashion to the extent possible. Another new challenge before him, which I can imagine, particularly when he headed the university department for a decade and a half, must be the increasingly demanding dry administrative work and inspections from external agencies like committees of NAC and UGC, who cannot devote time for the real academic assessment, even if they wish to do so. And finally, they end up in filling in the prescribed forms that are common to all branches of knowledge and education and do not necessarily do justice to the outstanding work in specialized fields. Coming back to my own interaction with Professor Padigar, when I happened to get a copper plate of Chalukya Vijayaditya, which had the mention of Kogali Vishaya and places therein like Sikkatteru, Mahendrapura, etc. I mentioned this to him on the phone and said that the names of the places need to be identified. And to my surprise, he was ready with the exact identification since the places had already been visited by him during his fieldwork. He made many vital observations about the matter of that inscription and many others that I could work on so far. His multifaceted insight arising from his painstaking effort has been experienced by us. Again, this us represents everybody concerned. Another important point about Professor Padigar's Samadrishti for Sanskrit and other ancient and relatively modern Indian languages. He plays easily through the languages and finds the original forms of the Sanskritized terms like Swarnagiri, Pongutti, Dugdhanadi, that is the river Palar, and he does it without special favor or ill will about anything. The admiration that Professor Padigar governs is sheerly due to his qualities. It is visible from this felicitation volume and also his work, 25 years of Indian epigraphy that he edited. And it was, one can imagine how difficult it must have been to get articles for that volume. But he has a knack of getting work done from people of the field across the country. The Amarakosha enumerates in a line 7 synonyms for a scholar. And the line reads, Vidwan Vipaschit Doshatnyaha San Sudhi Kovido Buddha. So Vidwan, Vipaschit, Doshatnya, San, Sudhi, Kovida and Buddha. All these literally apply to Professor Padigar. He is knowledgeable, Vidwan, inspired, Vipaschit, discerning, Doshadnya, honest, San, intelligent, Sudhi, skilled, Kovida, and awaking, Buddha. He aptly judges situations and individuals, but does not expose them. He is Doshadnya, not Doshavak. All these years, we have experienced his unassuming nature and simple mode of living, and Shri Patil mentioned about his appearance today also. During his tenure as Infosys scholar and chair, he could have rightfully availed a rental car for travelling from Dharwad to Pune and back, but he always chose to commute by KSRTC buses. He could also avail a special room for stay in Pune, but chose to halt in our austere guest house, saving a lot of money of our grant. Professor Padigar is ardently fond of his family. To say it in Marathi, he is a hardcore Kutumba Vatsala man. He shares the household work with Madam. I should mention this, I suppose. I have seen him preparing the morning tea. His attachment for the family, the elders, those of his age and also the younger ones, His attachment for the family is visible from the enlarged photographs of the kins in the drawing hall of his residence. Nowadays, this is very rare. As also from the conversation of Madam Padigar and the professor. Members of the Padigar family are present here today, making this occasion very special. The Padigars have always received us with all humility and affection, like they must have done to other persons of the fraternity. The simple and delicious food of their residence is unforgettable. Of course, one complaint remains on my part. None of the family members, not even Madam Padigar, has so far visited us at Pune. I take this opportunity to extend this cordial invitation to all of them and all of you also to visit us at Pune. Let me reiterate that Professor Padigar's profound contribution to the studies, his invaluable guidance and ungrudging support to the workers of the field has inspired and encouraged many and will continue to do so in future. As far as my knowledge goes, he is in the third year of the 8th decade of his life. He should have many more decades to guide us, and I am sure he shall get these decades on the strength of his simple diet and regular exercise that he has followed through his life, as also by the grace of the Almighty that he enjoys and shall continue to enjoy in future. On behalf of myself, my institute, and the academic fraternity at large, I wish him and the Padigar family a healthy and prosperous future, and also wish to promise him of a sincere effort to preserve and take forward his legacy of studies, particularly in epigraphy. Finally, let me conclude with the verse that was chanted last year for that Shreenivas, Professor Shriniwas Ritti, with due changes made for Professor Padigar. Akhyanti swakatha kataksha mukhara yam tamra lekha shilah sthapatyam sthalanam shilpam itihasah vangmayam yad vratam स्थापत्यम स्थलनाम शिल्पम इतिहासो वाङ्मयम यद्व्रतम व्याख्याने परिपूर्णता सुगमता वृत्तिर्वदान्या सदा वदान्या इज उदार व्याख्याने परिपूर्णता सुगमता वृत्तिर्वदान्या सदा लक्ष्मी वेंकट पाडिगार तनयः स श्रीनिवास सुधी धन्यवाद
ಮಿತಭಾಷಿ ಸದಾ ಸನ್ಮುಖಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್ ಅವರ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವವನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾದಂಥ ಶ್ರೀನಂದ್ ಬಾಪಟ್ಜಿಯವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಚಿತ್ರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅವರ ಸಾಧನೆಗಳ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಕೂಡ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಶ್ರೀನಂದ್ ಬಾಪಟ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ವಿ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅವರೇ, ನನ್ನ ಮಿತ್ರರಾದಂತಹ ಹಾಗೂ ಎಪಿಗ್ರಫಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಗ್ರಂಥವನ್ನು ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಎಸ್ ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಉತ್ಪ್ರೇಕ್ಷಿತವಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಆಡಿದಂತಹ ತರುಣ ಮಿತ್ರ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಂದ್ ಬಾಪಟ್ ಅವರೇ, ನನ್ನ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಗ್ರಂಥವನ್ನು ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಸಂಪಾದಿಸಿ ಇಂದು ಬಿಡುಗಡೆಗೊಳಿಸಲು ಅನುವು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಮಿತ್ರರಾದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ CV ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರೇ, ನನ್ನ ಅಭಿಮಾನಿ ಬಳಗದ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರೇ, ಪಾಟೀಲರ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಸದಸ್ಯರೇ, ನನ್ನ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಸದಸ್ಯರೇ, ನನ್ನ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಕರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿರಿಯರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಕಿರಿಯರೇ, ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನನಗೆ ತಿಳಿತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದೇ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಪಾಟೀಲರು, ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಾದಂತಹ TS ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಅವರು, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಾದಂತಹ ಬಾಪಟ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ಸೇರಿಸಿ, ನೀವು ಸಹ ಸೇರಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಅಳಿಸಿಬಿಟ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಕಾರಣ ಇಷ್ಟೇ, ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾರಂಭವನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ. ಆದರೆ ಪಾಟೀಲರಾಗಲಿ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅವರಾಗಲಿ ನಾನು ಬಿಡೋರಲ್ಲ, ಪಟ್ಟು ಹಿಡಿದು ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡೇ ಬಿಟ್ಟರು ಅದನ್ನು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನುವ ಮಾತನ್ನು ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸಲೇಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮಿಗಿಲಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ನನಗೆ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಸಂದಿದೆ, ಈ ಸನ್ಮಾನವನ್ನು ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಪಿತೃಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಬಾಯಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಗುರುಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಂದರ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಗುರುಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ BK ಗುರುರಾಜರಾವ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ SL ಶಾಂತಕುಮಾರಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮುಡಿಪಾಗಿಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ, ನಾನೊಂದು ಈ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಏರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ ಅವರು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಿರುವಂತಹ ರೀತಿ ಅದೇ ಕಾರಣವಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಕರ್ಮಣ್ಯೇವ ಅಧಿಕಾರಃ ಮಾ ಫಲೇಷು ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರತು ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಲವನ್ನು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿಸಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕಷ್ಟೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಲ ಕೊಡೋದು ಬಿಡೋದು ಅದು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯವನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ರೂಢಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಂಥ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದವನಲ್ಲ. ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತ ಬಳಗ ಕೂಡ ಭಾಳ ಅಪಾರವಾದಂಥದ್ದೇನಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲವರು ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಜೀವನ ರೀತಿಯನ್ನು, ವೈಚಾರಿಕ ರೀತಿಯನ್ನು ಪರೀಕ್ಷಿಸಿ ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡಂಥವ್ರು ಪಾಟೀಲ್ರಂಥವರು ನನಗೆ ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಾಗಿ ಇರುವಂಥವ್ರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅವರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಒಡನಾಟವನ್ನು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಹತ್ತಿರದಿಂದ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆದರೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅನೇಕ ಜನರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನನಗೆ ಪರೋಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಮಾತಿನಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿಳಿದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ತಂದಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿರುವಂತಹ ಜನರ ಸಭಿಕರ ಪ್ರಮಾಣವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿಸಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮಾತು ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಪಾಟೀಲರು ಆಗಲೇ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಗ್ರಂಥ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ಹೇಗೆ ಮೂಡಿ ಬಂತು ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ವಿವರವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸಿ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಗ್ರಂಥ ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವಜ್ಞೆ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೋಗ್ಯನೋ ಹೋದೋ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಮಾತಿದ್ದೇ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮಿಗಿಲಾಗಿ ಈ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳನ್ನು ಸಂಪಾದಿಸುವುದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮದ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಈ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾನು ಕೂಡ 2 ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳನ್ನು ಸಂಪಾದಿಸಿದ್ದೆ. ಒಂದು ನನ್ನ ಗುರುಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ರೀತಿಯವರಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಪ್ರಾತ್ಮ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ 2 ಸಂಪುಟಗಳ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಗ್ರಂಥವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆವು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಸ್ ಶಾಂತಕುಮಾರಿ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು, ಅವರು ಕುರಿತಾಗಿ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆವು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಅದು ಕೇವಲ ಒಂದು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಆಗೋನಿ ಕೂಡ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಡಿಸಬೇಕು, ಲೇಖನ ಕಳಿಸಿಪ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಆ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಂಪಾದಿಸೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಮಿಗಿಲಾದಂಥದ್ದು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ನಾವು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿಸುವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಲೇಖನ ಬರೆಯಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದಾಗಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತಹ ಅವರು ಚಿತ್ರಗಳಾಗಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಹಳ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ಪಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನನ್ನ ಅನುಭವ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಾದಂಥ ಪಾಟೀಲರು ಮಾಡಿದರು ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಲೇಬೇಕು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಕೂಲಂಕಷವಾಗಿ ಏನು ಲೇಖನಗಳನ್ನು ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಉಲ್ಲೇಖಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ವತಃ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತುಕೊಂಡು ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಸರಿಪಡಿಸಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಲೇಖನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಕೆಲವು ಕಾಂಟ್ರವರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ವಿಷಯ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಎಡಿಟೋರಿಯಲ್ ರಿಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಬಹಳ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾದಂಥದ್ದು. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ತಿಳಿದ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಏನು ಲೇಖನ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನೇಕ ಸಲ. ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಕಾಪಿಗಳದ್ದು ಕಾಲ. ಆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಏನು ಯಾವ ವರ್ಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಯಿತು ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದು ಯಾವ ವರ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಮಗೆ ಗಮನಿಸದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಜಂಬ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಇವನ್ ಜರ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿದೆ, ಟೈಟಲ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಜಂಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ವರ್ಡ್ಗಳು ಇದ್ದಾಗ. ಅದನ್ನು ಸುಮಾರು ಎಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಗಮನಿಸಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಕೂಲಂಕಷವಾಗಿ ಇವರು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದೊಂದು ಕನಿಷ್ಠ 3.5 ವರ್ಷ ಅವರು ದುಡಿದಿರುವುದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕಣ್ಣಾರೆ ಕಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಬಂದ್ರೂ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ, ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದ್ರ ಸೋರ್ಸು ಏನು, ಇದು ಏನಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೇಖನ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಶಾಸನ ಓದಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇದನ್ನು ಸರಿಯೋ ಹೌದೋ ಅಲ್ಲೋ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿರ್ಣಯಗಳು ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಈ ಬೃಹತ್ ಸಂಪುಟ ಸುಮಾರು 600 ಪುಟಗಳಷ್ಟು ದಪ್ಪವಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಬೃಹತ್ ಸಂಪುಟವನ್ನು ಅವರು ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಬರೀ ಪಾಟೀಲರಿಗಷ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹಿಂಸೆ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ನನ್ನ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಹಿಂಸೆ ಪಟ್ಟರು ಅಂತ. ಆದರೆ ಅವರ ಕುಟುಂಬದವರು ಕೂಡ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಇಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂತಂದರೆ ಕುಟುಂಬದವರನ್ನು ವಜ್ಞೆ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಂಥ ಕೆಲಸಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಡಗಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅನೇಕ ಸಲ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಅಂಥದ್ದು ಹಿಂಸೆ ಅವರ ಕುಟುಂಬದವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೋರ್ತೇನೆ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಸಂಪುಟವನ್ನು ತಯಾರಿಸಿರುವಂಥ ರೀತಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾನು ಅಪೂರ್ವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಹಳ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಪಾಟೀಲರಿಗೆ ಮೊದಲು ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ, ಅದರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ. ಎರಡನೇದಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಈ ಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ 54 ಲೇಖನಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕೂಲಂಕಷವಾಗಿ ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಅದರ ವಿವರಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತಿಟ್ಟರು. ವಿಷಯ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಾರ್ದವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದವರಿಗೆ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆಕರ್ಷಣೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಏನಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ ಈ ಸಂಪುಟದಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬರೀ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅಥವಾ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹುರುಳಿದೆಯೋ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ಹೂರಣ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಹೋಳಿಗೆ ಹೌದೋ ಅಲ್ಲೋ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಮಾತು ಕೂಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಅವರು ಬಹಳ ಕೂಲಂಕಷವಾಗಿ ಸುಮಾರು 15 ದಿವಸಗಳ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ತಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಶ್ರೀನಂದ್ ಬಾಪಟ್ ಅವರು ನನಗೆ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಯಾರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕರೆಯೋಣ ಅಂತ. ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು 2-3 ಜನರ ವಿಚಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಬಾಪಟ್ರು ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಪಟ್ಟು ಹಿಡಿದೆ. ಕಾರಣ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ನಾವು ಏನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಭಂಡಾರ್ಕರ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟಲ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಈ ಇನ್ಫೋಸಿಸ್ ಫೆಲೋ ಆಗಿ, ನಂತರ ಇನ್ಫೋಸಿಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಚೇರ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು 3 ವರ್ಷದಷ್ಟು ಇದ್ದೆ. ಆವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಡನಾಟ ಬಹಳ ಹತ್ತಿರದ ಒಡನಾಟ ಆಯಿತು. ಅಂದರೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಅವರು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಅವರಿಗೂ ದೊರೆಯಿತು, ನನಗೂ ಅವರನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ಅವಕಾಶ ದೊರೆಯಿತು. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಕೆಟ್ಟಿರುವ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತಿಳಿದಿದೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, both merits and demerits he knows. So I chose him for this purpose actually, and I think he has done an excellent job, rather exaggerated certain things I would say, and composing a verse also in Sanskrit for me. I am really grateful to you, sir, that on this occasion that you have not only come from far away amidst your busy schedule. Actually, day before yesterday only he was in Delhi, and immediately after coming to Pune he had to fly here again, and tomorrow morning again he has to fly to Delhi. Okay, so ಇಂಥದ್ದೊಂದು ಬಹಳ ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ he has done an excellent job of it, and ಅದೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಅವರ ಅಭಿಮಾನದ ಪ್ರತೀಕ. ಅವ್ರೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ವರ್ಬೆಟಿಮ್ ಆಗಿ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ವರ್ಬೆಟಿಮ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ what you can say respect for me that has come out in the form of his beautiful works. I thank him again for on this occasion. ಇನ್ನು ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ನಾನು. ಈ ವಿ ವೆಂಕಯ್ಯವರ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ನನಗೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಜುಲೈ 26ಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಚೆನ್ನೈನಲ್ಲಿ. ಇದರ ಸುದ್ದಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಿದಾಗ ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಂತೋಷಪಟ್ಟರು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇಡೀ ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ತರಿಸಿ ಮೊದಲು ಹಂಚಿದರು. ನಾನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಹಾಗೆ ಅವರು ಮೊದಲು ನನ್ನ ಹಂಚಿದರು. ಆದರೆ ತಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಅಪರೂಪ. ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡೆ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಈ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟಿವ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸು, ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸು ಇಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದೂ ಬೇಡ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇದಾಗುವ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಆಗಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದಾಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಜವಾದಂತಹ ಏನು ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಕೆಲಸಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ ಅವು ಸರಳವಾಗಿ ಸಾಕ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ. ಸೊ ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅವರಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಅವರಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ರವಿ ಅವರಾಗಲಿ ನನ್ನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಿಂತುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಗುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಅನೇಕ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ. ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ. ಸೊ ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಗದ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ವಿ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ರವಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಅನುರಾಧ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಇತರ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಕೂಡ, ಪ್ರಸನ್ನಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಇದೊಂದು ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಅಂತ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಒಂದು ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದರು ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ವತಿಯಿಂದ. ಆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೃಹತ್ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೆದದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ತಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋ ಮಾತು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು. ಇಂಥವು ಈ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಂತಹ ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ದೂರದಿಂದ ರಜೆ ಇರೋ ದಿವಸ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನೀವು ಸೇರ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ನಿಜವಾಗಿಯೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ತಮ್ಮ ಸೂರ್ಯೋದಯತೆಗೆ ನಾನು ತಲೆಬಾಗ್ತೇನೆ. ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗಿದೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾರಂಭವನ್ನು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆರವೇರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಅವರ ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮನಗಳನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಅರ್ಪಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ 4 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಸನ್ಮಾನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸಂಕೋಚದಿಂದ ಭಾವಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದಂಥ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈಗ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷೀಯ ಭಾಷಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂಥ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ವಿ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅವರಿಂದ.
ನಮಸ್ಸರ್ವೇಭ್ಯ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದರಣೀಯ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಂದ್ ಬಾಪಟ್ ಅವರೇ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಬಿಂದು ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್ ಅವರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಸಿ.ಬಿ. ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರೇ, ಈ ವಿದ್ವತ್ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಸಹೃದಯರೇ, ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಭಾಷಣ ಕಡೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗಾಗಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರು, ವಿದ್ವನ್ಮಣಿಗಳು ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿನಂದನಾ ಗ್ರಂಥದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್ ಅವರು ನನಗೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದು ದಶಕಗಳ ಕೆಳಗೆ. ಅವರು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೇಶ್. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ. ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೇಶನ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದರು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಆಗ ನಾವು ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಗೆ ಅನೇಕ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ವಿ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಮೆನಿ ಎಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕಾಲರ್ಸ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್ ಇನ್ ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವು. ಆದರೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇತ್ತು. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಅ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ದೀಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ಸ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಭಾರತದ ನಿಜವಾದ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು, ನಮ್ಮ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಸಂಗತಿಗಳನ್ನು, ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಂಪರೆನ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೂ ಆರ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್, ಹೂ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ ದಿ ರಿಯಲ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಟು ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೌಂಡೆಡ್. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರುಗಳನ್ನ ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊರಟಿದ್ವು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊರಟಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲು ಸಿಗ್ದಂಥವ್ರು ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್ ಅವರು. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬೆಳೆದಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ನಂಟು ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಜೊತೆಯಾಗಿ ನಿಂತು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ರಿಸರ್ಚ್, ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಯ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್. ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆಯವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಲೇಬೇಕು. ಪಾವೆಂ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಅವರು, ಲಾಂಗೂಲಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಅಂತಲೂ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರಿತ್ತು. ಪಾವೆಂ ಅಂತಲೂ ಇದ್ದರು, ಲಾಂಗೂಲಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಅಂತಲೂ ಇದ್ದರು. ಕಸ್ತೂರಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈಗಲೂ ಇದೆ, ಕಸ್ತೂರಿ ಮಾಸಪತ್ರಿಕೆ ಇದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಪಾವೆಮಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಡಿಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಕಸ್ತೂರಿ ಯಾವ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅವತ್ತು ಜಗತ್ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧವಾಗಿದ್ದಂಥ ರೀಡರ್ಸ್ ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಸಮಾನವಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಸ್ತೂರಿ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆ. ಆ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದಂಥವ್ರು ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆಯವರು. ಮತ್ತು ಯಾರಿಗೇ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಂಪರೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕ್ಲಿಷ್ಟ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳ ಅರ್ಥ, ಅದರ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ, ಹೇಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಪಾವೆಮಾಚಾರ್ಯರನ್ನೇ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಡಾಯಿನ್ ಆಫ್ ಜರ್ನಲಿಸಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಂಥವರು ಅವರ ತಂದೆಯವರು. ಅವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರರು ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ವಿದ್ವತ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅವ್ರು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಪಾಡಿಗಾರರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅನೇಕ ಸಂಗತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂಗತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಫೆಲಿಸಿಟೇಷನ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್. ಅವರು ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಏನ್ಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿ, ಆರ್ಟ್, ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ನಿಷ್ಣಾತರು. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಷ್ಣಾತರಾಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪರಿಣಿತಿ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮೂರನೇ ಕಣ್ಣು ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ದೇರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಐ ಇನ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋ ಆಗಮಾಸ್, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋ ವೇದಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಕಲ್ಪ್ಟರ್ ಆರ್ ಎ ಪೇಂಟರ್, how he has studied, what he has visualized and how it has come out. ಈ ಸಂಗತಿನ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ 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 ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್, ವೆರಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್. ಅದನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸುಲಲಿತವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಂಥವರು ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್. ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಅದನ್ನು ತಾವು ನನಗಿಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ದೊಡ್ಡವನು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ದಿರ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥವರು ಪಾಡಿಗಾರರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಂಗತಿನ ಹೇಳಲೇಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ, ಅವರ ಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಅವರ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಅಪ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ our history of our Bharat with new recent findings both in archaeology as well as in history. So ಆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ that is why we started a series, Bharat History and Culture. It has to come out in 11 volumes. It is the updation of our history, true history of Bharat. Professor Sundara was the chief editor. ಇವರು ಗುರುಗಳೇ. ಆ ನಂತರ ಸುಂದರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗ್ತಾ ಬಂದಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಯಾರನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಡಿಟರ್ ಆಗಿ, ಯಾರು ನಮಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ಬಂದು ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಹೆಸರು ಅವರೇನೇ, ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್ ಅವರೇನೆ. ಆ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೀ ಹಿಸ್ಟಾರಿಕ್ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಭಾರತ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮದು ಮೊದಲನೇ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಆ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾರೆ, to prepare that volume nearly we took 5 years because we have to get articles that is to be checked. So we had a plan that original articles should be examined by the editors, chief editor Sundara. Afterwards correction should be put, and afterwards it should be sent to the language editor so that there should be uniformity in the English language. And afterwards, whether all these corrections have been incorporated in the article that is going to be published. So it was a stupendous task. ಆ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅನೇಕರನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು. One of our assistant who was working for this project, who was putting it on computers, complicated it, and the whole thing, the original article, the language editor corrected article, what Sundara corrected article, and the article is going to be published. All the 4 articles, 4 sets of articles got mixed up in the computer. We did not know what to publish. Actually, the first article contained some 2 paragraphs and the 3rd paragraph from the 5th article. someone else's article. Like that, so many mistakes, grammatical errors, all these things. And many a times the language editor knew how to write the correct grammatical English, but the language editor did not know what is the archaeological meaning of that one. So all this got jumbled up because of one assistant's work on computer. We did not know whether to publish that or not. Srinivas Padigar ji took up the task. For 1.5 years, he went through all the articles. It was 1,000 pages. He and his assistant, the Hemant Dalvi, who is now Deputy Director of Archaeology in Maharashtra, both of them sat together, both of them like primary school student, primary school teacher and student. They read sentence by sentence and they put corrections for 1,000 pages. Afterwards only it was published. Such a stupendous task. It was only possible because Srinivas Padigar ji took it. Otherwise it would not have been possible. This I have to mention. Now another second volume of that one is going to be published. It is also an archaeological volume, and he has already collected all, and he has prescribed how we have to handle it. Because of all these technology is very much useful for us, but if you mismatch it, then it will be a disaster. So that is how it is happening. But Srinivas Padigar sir has taken lot of these things. And regarding our quarterly journal of Mythic Society also, he is upgrading it so that it will be compatible with the modern world. So all these things are his contributions to the Mythic Society and to the intellectual world of our country. So this much only I will tell, because there are so many other aspects, how he is supporting us and all these things. After saying all these things, I should also mention that I should mention about his spouse also. Srimati Umaji is here. Bapat ji said that Padigar ji will be helping her in his family chores and other things. I very much doubt it. Because after his retirement also, for nearly 2-3 years, he was in Bhandarkar Research Institute. She was in Pune. And here also, nowadays, regularly for the past 3 years, either for 15 days or for 10 days, he will be here only. If there is any festival, and if she reminds him that there is a festival, then only he will leave this place. Otherwise, he will be living here only. So, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಪಾಡಿಗರ್ ನಿರಂತರ ಬಾಪಟ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆದಾಗಿಂದ ರಾತ್ರಿ ತನಕ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ, ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ದಿವಸ ರಾತ್ರಿ ನಾನು 8 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವರ ವಸತಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅವರ ರೂಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೇನೋ ಅಂತ ಹುಡುಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೇರೆ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರೋರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರು ಇನ್ನೂ ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಓದ್ತಾ ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಲೈಬ್ರರಿಲಿ ಓದ್ತಾ ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ, ಈವನ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಲೇಟ್ ನೈಟ್, he will be studying and going through the books, references and everything. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ವೈಚಾರಿಕ ಮತ್ತು ಸರಸ್ವತಿಯ ಆರಾಧನೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗವನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅವರಾಗಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನೇನು ಪ್ರಚಾರವನ್ನಾಗಲಿ ನಾನಿದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಬಯಸಿದವರಲ್ಲ. DVG ಅವರು ಬರೆದಿರೋದನ್ನು ನೆನೆ ನಾನು ಉಲ್ಲೇಖ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಇವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಉಲ್ಲೇಖ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. DVG ಅವರು ಬರೆದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವನಸುಮ ಗೀತೆ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ವನಸುಮದೊಳೆನ್ನ ಜೀವನವ ವಿಕಸಿಸುವಂತೆ ಮನವ ಅನುಗೊಳಿಸು ಹೇ ದೇವ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ದೇವರನ್ನು ಬೇಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಕಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವನಸುಮ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೆ ಆ ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ ಸುಗಂಧ ಹರಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಏನನ್ನೂ ಬಯಸ್ತೀರ. ಮತ್ತು ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿರೋದು DVG ಅವರು, ನನ್ನ ಮನವನ್ನು ಅನುಗೊಳಿಸು ಅಂತ. ಭಾಳ ಕಷ್ಟದ ಕೆಲಸ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕೆಲಸ. ಇವತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೂ ಕೂಡ ChatGPT, AI ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇಟ್ ತೊಗೊಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವಿವತ್ತು, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ. ಆದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ಹಾಕಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ, ಆ ಭಗವಂತನ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಿರಬೇಕು ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕಿ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಆ ಹಂತವನ್ನು ಮುಡಿದಂಥವರು ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್ ಅವರು ಮಿಥಿಕ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸತಿ ಹಾರ್ದಿಕ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪಾಡಿಗಾರ್ ಅವರು ತಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದ ಯಶಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಅವರ ಮಾತಾಪಿತೃಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರೀ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆಯವರಾದಂಥ ಪಾವ್ಯಮಾಚಾರ್ಯರ ಉದ್ದಾಮ ಪಾಂಡಿತ್ಯವನ್ನು ಸಭೆಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರು. ಅಂಥ ಉದ್ದಾಮ ಪಂಡಿತರ ಮಗನಾಗೋ ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆನೆ ಇವರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಂಥದೇ ಪಾಂಡಿತ್ಯ ಬಂತು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿ ಸರಿ ಇದೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಯಶಸ್ಸು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ನಾವು ಅಪಾಮನ ಸಲ್ಲಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಈಗಿನ ವಂದನಾರ್ಪಣೆಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿ ಬಿ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಉಪಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ಮತ್ತು ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿ ಅನುರಾಧ ಅವರು ವಂದನಾರ್ಪಣೆ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Why this date has been chosen to release this book is because the Padigar's two sons and their daughter-in-laws have come here. So we thought it would be more appropriate to have this felicitation volume to be released amongst their family members. That would increase the pride among the family members, their spouse as well as himself. So we decided the 3rd August. Second, incidentally, my daughter also has come. So it is a coincidence that we choose this. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ we always bring, ನಾವು ಸ್ಮರಣ ಗ್ರಂಥ ತರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಭಿನಂದನಾ ಗ್ರಂಥ ತರ್ತೀವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಅವರ ಸಂಸಾರ, ಅವರ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು, ಅವರ ಪರಿವಾರದವರಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಅಭಿನಂದನಾ ಗ್ರಂಥವನ್ನು ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ದಟ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹುಮ್ಮಸ್ಸು ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವರು ಸಂತೋಷ ಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅವರ ಪರಿವಾರದವರು ಸಂತೋಷ ಪಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಚೂಸನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡೇಟ್. ಇನ್ನು ಎರಡನೇದಾಗಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಎ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಫಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿ ಸ್ಟೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ Dr. Padigar. Second, I also offer my sincere thanks to Neha Bansal of the Sharda Publishing House, who has put all efforts in bringing out this volume. And in a way, Murli of the Suhas Graphics has also helped in editing some of the plates and photographs. So I, on behalf of all the contributors, grateful to Neha Bansal. Secondly, when I put the proposal before the Shri Nagaraj and Shri Ravi ji secretary that we are going to bring out a volume in honor of Padigar, the momentous, he did not listen my further argument. He said it should be done in Mythic Society. And he ordered, no, it should be done in Mythic Society only. So I know I was not having any option but to oblige him. Sir, I am really grateful on behalf of all the contributors for allowing me to get this book launched in the Mythic Society, which is now the hub of the Indic studies. And I also thank all the family members of Dr. Padigar who have come all the way to see this glittering moment of getting this volume presented to him amongst his members. So especially to Uma Padigar ji and Vikram, Vivek. Fortunately, one of his son is also a classmate of my daughter also. So the tradition of classmates is still continuing with them. And finally, I all thank on behalf of the publisher and on my own behalf, those who have come here and made this event a grand one, a memorable one. Thank you one and all.
I take this opportunity to thank all of you who made this program a great success. There is a huge big list. I hope I will not leave anybody else's name. Okay, now I take this opportunity to thank Shri Dr. Shreenand Bapat, Registrar and Curator our guest of honor today from Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute, Pune, who has come for this program. Extremely thankful to you, sir. We are extremely thankful to Dr. T.S. Ravishankar, sir. It's you who took this great opportunity of launching this greatest volume. Former Director, Epigraphy, Archaeological Survey of India, Mysuru. Extremely thankful to you, sir. We are extremely thankful to our most respected teacher, Shri Shreenivas V. Padigar, sir. He is the head of our research wing, publishing wing, innovation, research center. We are extremely thankful to you, sir, for accepting our invitation and making this program a great success. We are extremely thankful to our most respectable president, Shri V. Nagaraj, sir, the president of Mythic Society, Bengaluru, who made this program a great success. It is his continuous effort which is always seen to make all these things, these academic endeavors becoming extremely successful. We are extremely thankful to our most revered, respected C.V. Patil, sir, my dear sir, my dear darling, okay, who made this program a great success. Sharada Publishing House, he is like my father. He is responsible in publishing my book and Manoj sir's book. Manoj is also there. We are thankful to you, sir. Yesterday was his day and his granddaughters, the stars, they made that program a great success. Thank you for inviting for that program too. And we are extremely thankful to Mrs. Sudha Rao for her beautiful invocation from the family of Padigar, sir. Extremely thankful to you, madam. We are extremely thankful to Professor S.V, our most dedicated secretary who made this program a great success, organized many things here, also rendered welcome address to this program. We are extremely thankful to the members of Padigar, sir, the wife, Madam Padigar, and the daughters, the sons, and son-in-laws who have come here. We are extremely thankful to the family of C.B. Patil, sir, their daughters, their granddaughters, and we are extremely thankful to many eminent historians, scholars who are present here. And I have a list now. I am extremely thankful to my most respected pranams and thanks to my dear teacher, Dr. Venkateshaya, sir, who just came now from ASI. I am extremely thankful to our MG Nagaraj, sir, the chief editor of QJMS. Extremely thankful to Chandrakant, sir. I am extremely thankful to my dear madam, Sarvamangla madam. I saw her in the morning. Extremely, she has come all the way from Kuvempu University. Thankful to you, madam. I am extremely thankful to my dear teacher of my husband also, Dr. Professor Rajshekrappa sir and dear Yashoda madam. Rajshekrappa sir and Yashoda madam, thankful to you who have come from Chitradurga. I am extremely thankful to my dear brother, my Guru Bhai, Dr. Raghavendra Kulkarni sir, who was sitting here. I think just now, extremely thankful to Kulkarni sir, my dear teacher, Dr. Ashwath Narayan sir from Bangalore University. Extremely thankful to you, sir. Our executive committee member, dear Kottresh sir, who is in charge, Registrar of Tumkur University. Extremely thankful to you, sir. I am extremely thankful to dear S.K. Aruni from ICHR, Aruni sir, and my dear brother Manoj, who has come here. My thanks to Dr. Devarkonda Reddy sir and dear Smita Reddy. Smita has come just now, I saw her. And my thanks to Professor Narsimha Prasad, Dr. Somshekar, Secretary of Art History Congress, Dr. Siddhana Gowda from ASI, Dr. Muralidhar from Subhash Graphics, many more very important people, scholars are here. I was telling Prasanna sir that I do not know the names of many and I can't tell like him all the names without forgetting. If I have left anybody, please excuse me. I am extremely thankful to all of you who made this program a great success. Thank you all.